everyone. Thank you for your viewers and audience for coming to my presentation. My name is Taskia Izati, and I'm going to present my master dissertation defense titled Psycho and Genotoxic Effects of Meat in Vitro Digestion Products on HT29 colon cancer cell lines with Professor Stefan Desmet and Dr. Wina Devos as my promoters and Thomas Rodriguez as my supervisor. I'm going to start with the background of this experiment, this research, starting with findings on the correlation between red meat and colorectal cancer, such as the epidemiological evidence showing positive association of red meat and processed meat with colon cancer, but not with rectal cancer. However, these studies do not provide working mechanisms on the associations. While in vitro studies can give in vitro studies on the individual components of related to red meat can give mechanisms through altering or damaging DNA in colonocytes. However, these studies do not explain it as a whole, meaning that whether it can give the synergetic or antagonistic effect. And another evidence on in vivo studies showed that beef and cured pork promote colon carcinogenesis in rat. Besides having ethical problems, rat and human also have very different fermentation process, which is very important in colon digestion. Therefore, two questions arise from these evidences. Firstly, whether it is a protein component, or is there any effect of the digestion process in causing this colon cancer? And we're still questioning on the effects of this meat digest on cellular level to DNA level. Therefore, in this research, we integrate in vitro digestion of meat with cell-based assay, and our objective is to assess potentially adverse effects of red meat in vitro digestion products on cellular level with top-down approach from the more coarse effects such as the cellular level, some concept morphology and cell viability, to the more subtle effect such as nuclear morphology, oxidative stress, and DNA damage. And we measure specific endpoint in each level such as cell shape and growth, nuclear shape, nuclear oxidation, and double strand breaks DNA damage. In our experiments, we use beef and pork as red meat and chicken as white meat for comparison, and we also use 120 ppm of nitrite cured pork to see the effect of the preservation of meat with nitrite. And then we proceed with in vitro digestion, which simulate the human digestion system from mouth to colon. And in here, we took two digest. The first digest is after adding duodenal juice, and we call it duodenal digest. And the second digest that we took is the colon digest, which we also take into account the fermentation process. And after that, we prepare the digest with a serial of centrifugation process and filter sterilization before giving to the cells. The first endpoint that we measure is cellular morphology. For this purpose, we seed the cells and treat the cells with various concentration of meat digest, and we also use control digest, meaning that we only use the artificial digestive juice without adding any meat. And we proceed with microscopy assay, observing it under the microscope and in the image acquisition. And according to our research on cell morphology overall, we found that meat digest affect the cellular morphology, especially at 10% concentration. We found reduction in cell density, disaggregation of cell patches, and more rounded or individual cell. This reduction in cell density, we can prove this reduction later on in this presentation on the cell viability assay. We also found the darkening at a perinuclear region of the cells in concentration dependent manner, and this darkening here probably localized in the endoplasmic reticulum, which a possible accumulation of misfolding protein or heme accumulation may occur. Next, with cell viability assay, we use Presto Blue cell viability reagent, and basically live cells can convert this reagent from blue and non-fluorescent into red and fluorescent, and therefore we measure the fluorescence intensity to represent the number of live cells. And before having the real experiment, we do the optimization first on cell density. We seed the cell in different cell density, and we found a linearity that on the first 4 cell density. But then after that, we found the linearity from 15,000 cells per well onwards. Therefore, we choose to seed 5,000 cells per well. And for the background test, the second optimization is to see the effect of the digest, whether they give the effect on fluorescence reading. And in here we found increased fluorescence intensity on cells treated with the mid digest, at 0 hour, meaning that we add the digest right before adding the reagent. And this can be caused by autofluorescence activity of heme, and therefore to obtain the data we normalize it with the equation. After normalizing it, we present the cell viability data with the relative change to the negative control. Overall, we found that mid-digest reduced cell viability with concentration dependent manner, and moreover 10% overall, 10% mid-digest both from colon and duodenum digest reduce cell growth significantly, except for pork digest that already gave significant effect from 5% concentration onwards. This maybe we assume the major role of heme in this cytotoxicity, and probably interaction also between red meat components, since in here we found that 10% chicken digest also has the cytotoxicity effect. And next we see to the more subtle effect in nuclear morphology. We stain the cell with DAPI, which is DNA intercalating dye, and we do image acquisition with a fluorescent microscope, and do the image analysis on several parameters such as nuclear circularity, nuclear area, and DAPI intensity. From the images, we identify aberrant nuclei and mitotic cells. As we can see from these images, the phenotypes of aberrant nuclei are nuclei with irregular shape and small size and high DAPI intensity. And for mitotic cells, we found several stages of mitosis, prophase, metaphase, and anaphase. Overall, we saw that in the higher concentration of mid-digest, there are more aberrant nuclei and less mitotic cells. And for the nuclear shape, we found that 10% mid-digest in here is from colon. It changed the nuclear shape, specifically on nuclear circularity and nuclear area, and significantly on beef and chicken at 10% concentration. Therefore, next we only focus on the 10% concentration on duodenum digest and nitrate cured pork. And from the results, we saw a similar trend from a previous result that the 10% mid-digest, both from colon and duodenum, reduce the nuclear circularity and nuclear area, but there is a significant difference in significance, because before we saw that the significance is in beef and chicken, and in here we saw that the significant difference is on pork and chicken. Therefore we conclude that there might be a high variability on the effects of the meat digest in nuclear morphology. The next result with repeat peroxidation assay and DNA damage gamma H2AX both lead to inconclusive results. Therefore, we suggest for repeat peroxidation assay to use another method such as a direct measurement of ROS level at cells or indirect measurement such as the expression of ROS-related genes. And for them, the DNA damage gamma H2AX, we need to further optimize it in cell seeding and density, image acquisition, and image analysis. From all the results, we can conclude that we already established an in vitro cell-based analysis workflow for gauging potential adverse effects of meat digestion products. In here, we found valuable result for the cellular level and nuclear level, and we found that 10% meat digest affect cell morphology, viability, and nuclear circularity. We still find inconsistent results in nuclear morphology, and there is almost no difference between meat pork with or without nitrate. And for both assay measuring oxidative stress and gamma H2AX immunofluorescence analysis for measuring DNA damage, both require further optimization. Thank you.